G'day humans, Chris Stead here. I'm on the road. Today I'm in Nusa Dua, Bali, Indonesia. And this behind me is the Conrad Bali, a 5-star luxury resort right on the beach at Nusa Dua. And this is my Conrad Bali review. I'm going to take you on a full tour of everything this place has to offer, give you my pros and cons, see if it's the right place for you. Let's go. Now, I'll be transparent and say I haven't had the longest of stays here, which is a bit unfortunate. I usually like to really kind of stay for the best part of a week when I can to get a real good feel about what a place offers. But today's been, it's a bit more of an in and out with this one, but I'm going to do my best for you and give you an idea of, take on a walking tour through the entire venue basically. It's beautiful in there, really is beautiful. So let's jump into it. So one of the interesting things about the Conrad Bali, certainly next to a lot of the places I've stayed before in Nusa Dua, which have mostly been south of here, down at the west end, the Ayodhya and down that way, is you're right on the road here. So the road's right on the other side of the exit to the hotel. And the locals in the local houses, it's all around here, whereas further south there's quite a barrier between kind of the local community and the resorts. So I reckon it's actually a good thing. It gives you a bit more flexibility to kind of get out and see some things or go shopping or eat out of the hotel. Those options are available to you a lot more easily here than it is in other places. So here's a spectacular entrance. Look at that big waterfall. The water plays a huge part in this resort, and it's got this beautiful kind of very traditional Bali architecture, but at the same time modern touches everywhere. It's really quite beautiful. So very small front-facing footprint. You pretty much come up this ramp, and there's your lobby, and around you go, and that's the exit. So some of the hotels on the Nusa Dua Strip have unbelievable entrances that take you half a day to walk through. Now, potentially that's because this over here there's a conference centre, there's a ballroom. On the other side of the resort, I'll show you, there's a chapel for weddings. In fact, there's a wedding here at the moment. So I have a lot of events here. They've also got the suites, which is that roof far over there, I believe. I'll take you around so you can see it from the front, which has its own entrance as well. This is where most punters are going to come in through here. And it's kind of the standard rooms, although wait till you see my room. It's pretty spectacular. So the kind of service you'd expect, your luggage is taken care of as soon as you walk through the door and appears in your room. There isn't too much in the way of check-in desks. You've really only got these two spots over here, only one person manning it. So yeah, the check-in process wasn't long for me, but I can imagine if there's a bit of a queue, it'd be a bit of a problem. All right, now I believe this is called the East Lobby Lounge. Look at that. Beautiful. Those things, I don't know if it's coming out on the screen just how big those things are. They must be at least 3 meters tall. Big chandeliers. So we've got a bar up here, as you can see. Over there you've got your kind of bookings and concierge-like activities. It's pretty cool in here. It is the afternoon at the moment though, to be fair, but it is kind of wide open, so they're not going to be able to air condition the lobby completely. Just kind of got big ceiling fans, but nice blow through from the ocean. Beautiful high roof. Yeah, and you'll see a mix of these beautiful sculptures and lounges, and everything's very, very high quality bar. And then, amongst that, all these awesome Indonesian flourishes and touches and architecture as well. All right, so we're going to walk you straight out to the big picture. All right, so we've got accommodation over there, and this is what they call building 1 over here. And then over here you've got building 2, but it stretches a long way. And then running the whole way along the beachfront, you've got a whole bunch interconnected pools. Now, unfortunately the sun's setting, so it's in a bit of shade, but you've got to just imagine the sun generally sets directly in front, so it rises directly in front. So for most of the day, this is in amazing, glorious sunlight, and you can see there lots of chairs. But we're going to go down there, don't worry. And then we'll have a look over this way. You can see there's, well, again, I'll go down there. There's a pool on the room fronts and then all these rooms here, all of which more or less have an ocean view. Down here is Suku, which is your breakfast experience. We'll go down there and see all that in a second. I just want to show you, it's pretty spectacular, isn't it? It's a great entrance. Just really just pulls you right out, straight onto this balcony. I think everyone probably walks straight out here and just goes, oh wow, we're gonna have some fun. Okay, so we're back at the front of the lobby here. So that's where you walk in. Now if you turn to your right and head down here, you get towards the floating, well here's the concierge desk over there. Come down here. Oops. And they call this the, look at that, you can see that's down at the conference centre and the ballroom down there. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? I love the little pyramids as well. Everywhere you look, it looks great. I think they call this the floating garden. I don't know why they call it the floating garden. Here, I'll step into this, and if I fall through, you know why. Ah, not that reason. Yeah, so there's a couple of little gardens like this. There's an ocean garden. I think there's an infinity garden. Yeah, so that's, the rooms here pretty much mirror image of the rooms that you're going to see on the other wing. But I just want to show you down here and give you a quick look so you can get a feel for it. A really nice space, really well shaded, nice and cool out here too. And it's not for swimming. I suspect that they do a bunch of their corporate stuff out here in this garden. They do weddings here. I don't know if, I think that a wedding would be down at the chapel, but maybe they do here. You can see it's kind of set up for it, isn't it? Put a band there for sure, or a live show. Okay, yeah, that's what it looks like if you turn right towards building 1. Okay, so we're back in the lobby again. Now if you turn left, go the other way. This is where most of the action is, you can see here. We're on level 3 at the moment. There's level 4 rooms, but you've also got a lot of the other facilities. So we're going to have a look at those. Nice piece of art. Okay, so if you head that way, it's all rooms. And my room's down that way, so we'll end up back there. But here's a retail space, which is really interesting. I guess it speaks a lot to the clientele that they get here. There's also, is it the Bali Collection just down the road? I guess it's a similar vibe to that. And it looks lovely. You can see people in there buying some art, some fashion. Personally, I'd rather go buy from the markets, but that's me. Okay, so I'm going to move back around this way and we'll continue on towards the tennis court and the spa and the fitness centre, which is down this way. It's really quite impressive how cool it is because it's a hot day, as you can probably see from the beautiful blue sky. And that, so there's all the rooms that way. We're going to head down that way. I'm at the end of there. So it goes for quite a while down here. And I'll just head down and give you a quick look at it all. Now we might get some sound. There's a Hindu festival on today. It's supposed to have already started actually. I can't hear it yet, but I'm expecting to. There's also a wedding going on. So a couple of things that might make some sound. I apologise in advance, but there's nothing I can do about it. It's nice, isn't it? Lots of art and sculptures everywhere. I love the stonework here. It's a beautiful building. Got a bit of work going on. All right, now here through here, we've got the tennis court. You've got a full size down there, as you can see. And you've got a couple of, like I guess, the paddle courts. here as well. Get some water. To tell you what, it's hot out there this time of the day anyway, but those tennis courts will be well sheltered in the morning. Should be the time to go. All right, here we've got the fitness club. You can see just section to section is, like, this is very Balinese, right? Or Indonesian anyway, it's kind of like water section to section to section to section. I've seen it in a lot of places. But I don't know if I've ever seen it done this well. It looks beautiful. And the reflections, the patterns, colours, it's all just done to be very nice indeed. Okay, so down here is where you're going to find the Conrad suites. So you can see down there. So what we'll do is we might just nick down and have a quick look at that while we're here in the tennis court. And then we'll circle back around the front. But yeah, the Conrad suites do have their own entrance. You got the Rin restaurant here as well. I haven't eaten there, so I can't tell you what it's like. And they've got their own pool as well, the suites. So all the treatment. And there's the fitness centre, which we'll go to in a sec as well. Okay. Walk down here. More water. Again, not swimming. Wait, there's a lot of swimming water, don't worry. And then through here, nice high cabanas. You got the suites pool, which is very nice. It's cleared away, private, quiet, and I'm not allowed to go there. All right, we'll go back to the fitness centre. Okay, so here we are down at the gym. Looks out over the water. It's on the shaded side, which is good. So, well, most of the day it's shaded. So quite a range of machines. All the latest and greatest with the screens. It's pretty well provisioned in here. So a fair bit of cardio up the front, up towards the window. And weights machines, cage machines. Here. And up the front, we have all your stretching and so forth. Yeah, all right, well there you go. So look inside the fitness centre at the Conrad Bali. They've got the cold waters in here, which is good. In fact, I'm going to have one of those in a second. And some apples as well to go with available towels. So just above the gym, you have the Conrad Spa. Now I haven't unfortunately been able to use it, but there is a full pool area on level 2, as well as the actual spa experience. So the Conrad Spa, it's called the Conrad Spa, I might have another name, has its own pool as well, which is a whole floor below this. Yeah, so that's just up from the gym. Okay, so we're back down the bottom again. So that's the gym over there and a spa above. It's the JIWA Spa, by the way. JIWA Spa is its name. And that's the luxury suites and the suites pool down there. In the middle of this big water feature here. I'm just going to walk around to the beach now. It's very tranquil in here. You wouldn't know that the room's right there. Oh, there's the Rin restaurant as well, by the way, which is up the top over there, but I haven't been to it, unfortunately, so I can't tell you anything about it. I'll come around here and out to the beloved beaches of Nusa Dua. So we're at the far end. This is the last building of the Conrad Bali. And here we have the chapel. It's called the Infinity Chapel. I think it's called the Infinity Garden. I do apologise if I got any of these names wrong. I'm trying to go from memory here, but I'm pretty sure I've got it right. Which is where I'm suspecting there's going to be the wedding later on tonight. There's always, look, you're not going to get away from it, unfortunately. Like so many places along here do it. It's much better when you can avoid the weddings. Tend to make an awful racket. So find out where the actual ceremony is though. This could just be the nuptials. Beautiful building. You can probably start hearing the bass, which is Hindu beats. I can only imagine. They're setting up for something in there. Anyway, yeah, lovely building. I mean, it'd be a fantastic spot to get married. I've walked in front of this before on various visits and gone, look at that. Okay, so from that little shrine over there, little temple, you're out of the Conrad Bali. And as we head this way, we're going to be heading towards all the pools, which I do apologise are going to be in shade. Unfortunately, there's that building, isn't it great? Okay. So they're setting up here. Perhaps the wedding is on the beach. I knew that. I do know that they do a barbecue experience on occasion. I have seen that in other people's comments, but I think that's the wedding that's going on there, judging by the photos of the beautiful bride and groom. Okay, so obviously it's towards the end of the day. Now we're walking towards the far end is where we're going to find the water sports. It's where we're going to find the kids club, and in between we're going to find a heck of a lot of pools. So these beautiful big cabanas here. Got PowerPoints and everything. So interesting permanent structures for the shade. So there's not a hell of a lot of it on this side of the beach. You're looking at I guess I could probably wheel more chairs out, but there's only so much shade, and it's got umbrellas. This wind is a bit bad, so I'm going to just step inside a little bit. Okay, so you can see the towels here, easily accessible, nice big comfortable towels. There's another, what do they call this? I've forgotten the name of it, Courtyard or something? Through here. You can see another, just big open beautiful space. Gives a lot of space for rooms to face into, you know, something that's good to look at. Even if you're not getting a great view of the ocean from down on the lower floor, you're still getting a beautiful view, right? We'll head down this way. So you've got these rooms up here, the oceanfront rooms, which is what I've got. So I'll be able to show you one of those in detail. Let's have a look at the kind of, I guess, the first of the major swimming pools. Really nice sun loungers with really thick cushions, as you can probably see. Proper solid construction. There's a beach environment here, which is kind of hilarious considering there's like a proper beach a couple of metres away, but that's the way they've done it. And these rooms down the bottom here, they open straight onto the pool. Deluxe. Nice big open pool. A lot of space. Let's jump around the other side. So here you've got the famous Nusa Dua trail, I guess, that walks along the front of all the resorts onto the beach. Now don't let the tide fool you. See that little rope in there with the white little circles? That is floating at high tide. there's quite dramatic tide changes here, but it's still, yeah, it's a nice beach. And you can get some pretty good waves off there too, actually. Not today though. Now over here is one of the specialty restaurants. So this is 8 Degrees South, which is the seafood restaurant. I did eat here, so let's go have a closer look at that. This is 8 Degrees South, right on the water's edge. So that's literally the Nusa Dua path just down there. And this focuses on seafood, but they've got some other things on the menu. I'll take you to the menu in a sec. So one of the lovely things it's got here is these glass doors that open as required to let the breeze through. And it makes a huge difference just being able to shut it off and air condition it if needed, or fan it, but also to be able to open it up and let the breeze through. And tonight we've got a great breeze, which might affect the audio a little bit. I apologise for that in advance, but I'll tell you what, I'm loving it. Okay, so there's the pool in the hotel, and you can back right up onto the pool side, or you can be at the front where I am. And not that you can see too much of the water in the dark, but yeah. So really lovely space. Nice high ceiling, nicely lit. Staff experience so far has been fantastic. Little outdoor area here as well at the side. Just really, really lovely. Let's get into some food. Okay, so the menu's just coming up here at 8 Degrees South. There's actually a super lovely breeze blowing through there. It's actually amazing. I really love it. But I am a little bit worried that the sound's going to be muffled, so I do apologise for that. But I'm not going to turn down that breeze. So his suggestion was the chimichurri marinated octopus with piquilla mayo, and I've got to be honest, I'm pretty happy with that recommendation. There's your appetizers there, so I'll try and keep that shadow out. It's nature of the beast. Soup, glazed scallops in there as well. Smoked mahi-mahi, that'd be good too. And then over here, we've got the signature sharing starter plates, which he also recommended. That also looks really good. So you've got the sea charcuterie board. 2 is $4.30 and $5.90 for a choice of 3, and then you can just choose them from here. But it comes with all this stuff as well: garlic bread, vegetable kebab, homemade pickles, baked potato. So that looks really good actually. Otherwise, there's a whole bunch of other seafood options here. I can see barramundi, tiger prawns, classic seafood, Australian black Angus. So you got some steaks as well. Coffee and honey chicken. That sounds interesting. Yeah, so also some Parmigiana as well down the bottom here. So yeah, it goes obviously a bit beyond seafood. And on desserts, 70% dark chocolate passion fruit truffle. Go on. And there's some signature tasting menu at the back here, 1,100. So that's if you want to go all in. And a kids menu at the back. What have we got there? French fries, 50. Vegetable spring roll, 75. So yeah, let's look at the menu. And here's a quick look at the cocktail menu. 8 Degrees South signature cocktails here. Seaside spritz, ocean breast, sea storm. I sense a theme. Oh, your classics, of course, martinis, Bloody Mary in there. Always love a Bloody Mary. There's just clearly some local brewery stuff. Obviously there's Bintang, there's barley craft beer here. Kura Lager, Kura Island Ale. I feel like I've had that before actually. It's really good. Some 0% stuff. Bunch of juices.
Bread. The first one is turmeric bread. It's come with sambal on top. And then seaweed bread. And the last, whole grain bread.
What was the last one, sorry?
Whole grain.
Whole grain. This one looks really interesting. I say there was a selection of breads to choose from. We had 3 different types. We got seaweed bread here. I'm really interested to see what that's like. Some turmeric bread. and then slightly spicy option or traditional butter. Cool. Okay, so I'm enjoying the bread. I can't really get a seaweed flavour out of it. It's just nice bread in general. The sauce has got a nice little bit of kick to it without being too overpowering. But also, check it out. A grilled octopus has just arrived and it looks fantastic. I love the presentation. Nice good serving size for a starter as well. That looks great. So the octopus is really interesting. It's very subtle with the sauces. I thought the sauces might be quite overpowering, but they're quite subtle. That's nice. And then it's got a really interesting texture to it. It's like it's definitely not overly grilled. I don't know how to describe it. It's really soft. Like the texture, but very chewy, as you expect. Really different type of octopus, actually. Quite nice. So I was just chatting to the waiter about that octopus, and he was saying that the things that make it taste the way it does is the fact that it's a local octopus. They actually catch it from out here, and they slow cook it for 3 hours. I think it has such a unique texture to it. And I'm sorry, it's really hard to describe something like that, but yeah, it was really good. And the more I had of it, the more I enjoyed it as well. After I got over that initial, like, oh, this is a very different taste. By the end, I was like scooping up all the sauce, and yeah, really, really yummy. He said it's their best seller and usually sells out every day. I can see why. Okay, the main has arrived and it is spectacular. Oh, this look is so good. So we've got the sea bass under there, grilled, half lobster, don't mind. Some king prawns, vegetable skewer, potato, a couple of different sauces, as well as some grilled pineapple and some garlic bread. What a feast. This is what was recommended to me by the waiter, and he's done good. Okay, well, I've officially tried a bit of everything. Really good. I thought the sea bass was going to be the best when I first had it. I was like, wow, this is going to be hard to beat. This lobster is incredible. And, you know, controversial, I know, but I'm not massively huge lobster guy. You know, I prefer like mud crab. But oh, it's got such a great little, is it lemon or lime, little kick to it? The zest. The butter that they put on it is amazing. Oh, that was delicious. Really, really good. Garlic bread's a little bit on the crispy side. I think it's a style, not a mistake. So that might be for everybody. The biggest challenge is that so much food. Trying to get to it before it cools down is the challenge. But obviously you could like, there's enough food here. If you had a starter each, you know, you could share this as a main. I think pretty good. It's a good serving size. It's really good. Yummy. So yummy. Here are the remains of one hell of a feast. Still got one prawn to go. Don't worry, I'll get there. I'm very full. So yeah, like I said, the lobster was absolutely brilliant. The sea bass was absolutely fantastic as well. Prawns are good. I think prawns struggle with me just because Australian tiger prawns are just so damn good. They're good. The sauces are really quite interesting. This one's got a bit of kick to it. This is probably my favourite. These are both really good, but they're very interesting flavours. Again, very subtle, really soft on the tongue, but good. The pineapple's really interesting. It's not hot. It came out cool, even though it's been grilled. But it's pineapple. I love pineapple. It's a nice accompaniment to the fish. But yeah, big thumbs up. Really, really good. Dessert has arrived. I think it's cashew brownie, coconut ice cream. I think that's what it was. Can't remember now. It looks delicious. Love the presentation. Love the way the colours set up too. It's very, very nice. Haven't mentioned this before as well. It's been the crockery and plates and so forth has been really lovely. I love the placemat, but I also love this glass. See all the imperfections in it, well, it's deliberate, but you know what I mean. All right, let's try it. What is that? It tastes almost like a cherry ripe in the middle. Another winner. Well, my time at 8 degrees south is up and I am waddling out of here. I am so full. Really great experience. Just really love the vibe, really love the house music that is. Just nice and cool and cruisy. The breeze coming through was absolutely lovely. The ambience was great. The guy who was serving me was just a lovely, lovely bloke. It was really easy to talk to. I appreciated his suggestions. I took him up on them and they were great calls. I really enjoyed the food. Yeah. There's nothing really of note to complain about, to be honest with you. I really enjoyed myself and I'm walking out really full. So 8 degrees south, definitely worth trying. Yes, beautiful oceanfront feed to be had. Really good location, especially when there's a nice breeze up. I tell you, it's good that they can see all the glass, how it can be closed up. A lot of the restaurants along this strip, beautiful positions, but if there's no sea breeze, you can swelter because they just leave it open. There you go. No, there's the barbecue buffet. Yeah, it's on Saturday. I knew there was one. Got Rin Japanese. Suku themed nights with a fire dance. Again, something of a tradition on the Nusa Dua strip. All right. So in here, next to 8 degrees south, we have the rest of the pool. Again, I apologise I couldn't get it in full sunlight for you, but I'm sure you can. Sure, it still looks as amazing through the camera as it does in real life. And yeah, I mean, it's actually done a really good job here of kind of catching both form and function, because it just looks astounding, but there's still a lot of swimming space. There's a lot of sunbaking space. It can hold a lot of people, and it's not awfully deep, unfortunately. I think it's not even a metre deep. Yeah, there it is. That was 0.9, so it's not very deep. That is unfortunate. Sun setting there, it's beautiful. Got some massage tables up here on the beach as well. So you can see the coloured fence over there. That's the start of the kids club. We'll end up over there, but I just want to take over the bridge. Swimming pool etiquette, 6 a.m. to 10 p.m. 6 a.m. is pretty early. Appropriate swim attire must be worn, which is why I left my mankini at home. Okay. Yeah, so you can see what a huge amount of space. You got another beach at the end there of the pool. A whole bunch of rooms that open up onto it. These bridges that go over it in places. It's a really beautiful pool. And that, I wouldn't say there's tons of sun lounges considering the amount of rooms, but there's still quite a few. Peak season might be a bit of a struggle. All right, so that's where we were standing up there before, and here we are in this big open lovely pool. Okay. Oh, and there's a bar here, of course. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And you can get Conrad cones, which meant something else back in my day, you know. Gelato, there we go. Sweet volcano gelato, $2.40. Mint chocolate, $1.50. Okay, now I'm not going to go over there because there's just a couple of kids playing on it at the moment. I don't really want to film them. But there's a chessboard. There's a table tennis table as well. I should probably make it out from a distance. A few little activities. entwined with all the vegetation. And so the rooms along the bottom there really are pretty special, aren't they? And over here we have, I think it's pronounced Suku, S-U-K-U. Some floor ones. This is going to be, obviously you can have dinner there. This is where you're going to be coming for your breakfasts. And the buffet breakfast inside. Suku. Alright, so here we are on the other side of the pool there where that second beach was. And obviously a lot of kids around. It's a family-friendly hotel, resort, but I wouldn't say it's like leans into it past kind of its luxury element. There's no water slides or diving boards or no big playground or anything like that. Here's the kids club. So it's quite a young kids club. You can see in there's an air-conditioned space, there's some coloured rooms and some play stuff. A few games and so forth, and an outdoor area all fenced in. Some nice grass, which is good, and there's a full activity sheet here. So you got kids, fun yoga, clay painting has got a cost to it. Cartoon face painting doesn't. T-shirt painting's got a cost to it, to buy a t-shirt. There's a bunch of sandcastle making, jewellery making has a cost, origami doesn't. So it's a mix of experiences, and enough to keep your kid pretty busy without you having to open your wallet. But you definitely end up opening your wallet when they see the other t-shirts and the other kids. And there's another little play space over here. What I can't see in there is PlayStation or anything like that, which I'm really thankful for. Doesn't seem to be that kind of older kids club, just this kind of singular one over here. Right, you've got some more kind of ocean facing rooms there, including some pool access ones at the bottom. Now just down here, We do have the water sports. I'll just show you that quickly. You can see there's more of those cabanas coming all the way down, by the way. I'm not sure if it's got a price on it. And they're in very, very comfortable looking. There we go. 400,000 for a full day rental, or 250,000 for a half day, which is 9 to 1 or 2 to 6. You do 2 to 6, I reckon. Sun's behind you, watch the sunset. So there's the water sports activities. Obviously it's already closed for the day. So, but yeah, all the typicals: scuba diving, flying boards, jet skis, sea walks, banana boats, and of course you can walk up and down here everywhere. You're going to find that kind of stuff. So you can find a little local market store here with some floaties and t-shirts and so forth. We got some kayaks at the back there as well. All right. That is a look at the Conrad Bali. Let's head up and check out the room. So here up on level 3, right next to my room, you can see they've got this great kind of forum courtyard in the middle here between all the rooms. Like I said, there's a lot of space. You really get to look around. Okay, and I'm down here, 3212. I like the white, kind of like the wood doors, the whitewashed doors almost. 3212, let's have a look inside. Okay, so you can get a better look at that door. So all the doors kind of have that. It's a really nice finish, I really like it. Okay, so it's a big room. Nice big open room with a spectacular view. So it can, as you can see here, be turned into a connecting room, which is really awesome. I think the room next to this is a corner room as well. So I think if you had that corner room in this room, it'd be a really lovely stay for a family. Little spot there for your bag, and then in here, you've got a safe, iron, a few bits and pieces down the bottom here as well. And some robes, the slippers by the bed, and a little bag. So not a huge amount of hanging space. Not a big amount of storage space in general, to be honest. So look at this awesome bathroom. Really, really lovely finish, nicely done. See the mirrors on the back of the doors as well. So once it's closed, it just opens the room right up. You can have this open. There's no one can really see inside from anywhere out there, to be honest. So you got a nice big bathtub, huge bath really. No jets in it, but still very, very lovely. I love the kind of speckled stone look through here. Single basin. I don't have a problem with that personally, but you know, sometimes you see dual basins in these kinds of rooms. But freestanding basin stands up. Complimentary water is provided, as well as various vanity, dental kit, shower cap related stuff, and some premium soaps and conditioners and shampoos. Through here you got the toilet, which has its own space, which is good. So you can kind of close that off. You don't have to go to the toilet in front of your partner if they're on the bed and you got the window open. The only thing that's bizarre about this toilet is the flush is way around there on the side. It took me ages to find it. I was like, how do I flush the toilet? I don't like that. I don't like having to bend that low as a tall man to flush the toilet. Something up here would have been lovely. But anyway, hardly super criticism. And in here, nice big shower as well. Stonework all the way up to the top. Nice high. It's not a rainmaker. So that's a bit of a bummer, but you can switch it between different modes. And there's also the handheld option as well. And again, more of the pump packs, including conditioner, which I point out because I've been to quite a few hotels that don't have conditioner. And you've got a mop of hair like mine, that becomes a problem. Yeah, and obviously you can open that up, close it off, have it semi-open, whatever you feel like. You can also see the TV from the bath, by the way. I tested that out. All right, let's go into the room proper. The internet's okay. you know, so it's going to get you through. But it's 14. What I get 13 up, 14 down. No, 13 down, 14 up, which is look, it's fine. It's going to do most of the things that you want to do, but pretty low by modern standards, I would say. So it's quite dark. There's a downlights in there. I haven't found a switch for that yet, actually. I just wanted to quickly jump in here and say that's what the room looks like when it's properly lit up. So I do apologise for the timing on that. The sun set and all my natural light went right in the middle of the tour. But you can see once the lights are on properly, it's a lot better. Actually, the lighting is really quite good all the way through. There's a fan option, which is good because the air conditioning has been working really well. You can hear it. It's not enough to disturb me, and I'm easily disturbed, but if you're super sensitive, you might find the aircon a little loud, but I don't think it's too bad at all. And kind of controls here. Big bed. They say it's a king, but that looks like an emperor to me. That's a huge bed. Obviously, that luxury feel that you'd expect. It's pretty soft. It's not super firm, which is good because, you know, we're used to softer beds in Australia than you get generally around Southeast Asia. So it's nice that the bed is not rock hard, and you know, access to not only charging ports, but also all your light switches by the bed, which is handy, and bedside table on both sides, which is also preferred. And just look at the plugs there though. So that's obviously not an AU plug. And over here you've got a European plug. So just note, because USB-A is not going to do you much good. Sometimes these will fit Australian plugs. They've got the universal ones now, actually. I'll have to try that. I've just been charging off USB. Right, now over here, you've got obviously a TV, generously sized. It's pointing directly at the bed. It's got a message up on it at the moment because someone's getting married today. And they're saying, be warned, there's going to be sound. Although, to be fair, it says there's going to be sound from 5 o'clock, and it's well past 5 now. I haven't heard anything yet. I've seen them setting up. Now down here we have a mini bar, which is pretty stocked. So you have to remove all of that if you want to put anything of your own in there. Otherwise, if you want the convenience is there, and then all your tea and coffee cups in there as well. And there's more to the side here. There's your, hope that's coming out in the dark. Sorry, the sun's setting right now, so it wasn't as dark when I started filming. And the pod machine in there. Hopefully that's coming out, I don't think it is. Sorry. So what I really like about this room is it's got a space for such an awesome and opulent sitting lounge as well. On top of the big bed and the bath, you've still got room for this huge space here. 2 really comfortable couches. You can sit within that kind of, you know, view. You've got the ambience from outside, it's really soaking in, and it's a lovely big stone table. This fruit platter was here for me when I arrived. I've been saving it so I could show you. There it is, isn't it beautiful? Yummy, I'm gonna eat it in a sec. Check this out. I just came back to my room and there's a little treat waiting for me. Sweet vermouth, rice arak, some bitter, a big chunk of ice. I think I know what they want me to do. Well, I'm not a mixologist, but it smells delicious. What a great surprise to come back to. It's actually going to hit the spot perfectly. Nice. And yeah, it's just so much space. It's really nice. And that of course then leads you out to the balcony. So that same finish on here as the wood as the doors. And then look at that view. Straight out. That's 8 degrees south, so this is a big seafood restaurant. And you got the pool here. So obviously, you know, there's going to be a bit of noise during the day. But you'd take that for this view, wouldn't you? Look at that. So the only thing I guess you could complain about is nowhere to sit out here specifically. You know, it's good that they've got a closed drying rack. I'm really happy that they got that. That's something that should be on all balconies in all resorts, in my opinion, and rarely is, so that's great. You know, you could potentially squeeze that chair out there, but you can just open this right up, like so, and it effectively feels like you're sitting outside when you're sitting here. So I don't think it's a big drama. I think it's still really lovely all the same. And I don't know if you picked up on that as well. There's an air conditioning unit running at the back of the restaurant there that you can hear quite like the hum, but when the doors close, as I'll show you now, that disappears completely. So it's got pretty good soundproofing. I can't hear it at all now. I can only hear my room aircon. So yeah, they've done a pretty good job with that. So truly, truly gorgeous room. The view is absolutely spectacular. You can see the sun setting right now. It just looks amazing. And nice piece of art. I love these lights as well. It's just beautiful. All over the resort, you've got these beautiful little sculptures and statues and pieces of art everywhere. Premium finishes throughout. What a comfortable room, what a comfortable stay. Hard to complain about something this beautiful. Well, there you have it, guys. That's my Conrad Bali review. The sun has set on my tour. I hope those have helped you and you got a good chance to get a feel for what the place is all about. Look, it's a really, really beautifully built hotel. I think everywhere you look, it's just visually very appealing. It feels luxury, it feels high quality. The room's huge and spacious, the view's outstanding, the pools are fantastic. I don't mind the location. I think you can probably find some beaches which are a bit nicer down the Nusa Dua strip, but yeah, it's still not bad, especially when that tide's up. Look, I think it's definitely kid friendly. I wouldn't say it's kid crazy, like say Bali Dynasty or Hard Rock Cafe. Obviously it's not trying to be that, but you know, if you've got young kids and you're looking for something that's just a bit more full on for the kids, this is definitely kid friendly. Like, it's definitely kid friendly, but maybe lacks some of those kind of deeper kid facilities that you might get elsewhere. But you know, there's just so many nice little spaces around here, and such a rich diversity of facilities. I think people of all demographics are actually going to be pretty happy here. So yeah, Conrad Bali, beautiful spot. I don't think you're going to go wrong staying here, especially if you can get this deluxe oceanfront room, because it's, I mean, look at that. Tell me you couldn't stay there. Look at that all day. All right, I'm Chris Dead. Thank you very much for watching. Make sure you check out my other videos. Until next time, getting back on the road. You.